people, it's a horrible night to have a nightmare. Hi, this is Jeremy Parish, and you're watching a Gintendo stream. This is Castlevania Circle of the Moon, and that is because Game Boy Advance turns 20 years old next week. I find this difficult to believe, and yet the calendar is right there proving it. So, hopefully everything looks good with the stream and you can hear me and you can hear the game and you can see the game. I guess we'll see. No responses in the chat yet. That's usually a bad sign. Alright, well, I'm going to jump in anyway and hope to God that you're actually hearing what I'm saying and seeing what I'm playing, and so on and so forth. So, Castlevania Circle of the Moon was one of the launch titles for Game Boy Advance. Of course, the system is only... let's see... Sorry, I need to think of what I'm doing here. Game change... Wonder who Scratch is. Weird. Okay, well, that's a pretty much complete save file, so good job, Scratch. I don't want to change names. I will data select. Okay, what is this? Magician mode Fireball. Someone has beaten this game already. Was it me? It might have been. I can't remember. Did I beat this game to review it for Game Boy Works Advance? Maybe so. Oh well, whatever. I am... not remembering much of anything, so we're going to go with a statement about my age, because I'm almost as old as Game Boy this year, Game Boy Advance. Actually, I'm older. But just as Game Boy Advance is old, I also am old. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Anyway, thanks everyone for joining. Okay, lots of people in the stream. Looks like we're all good. So, yes, I'm Jerry Parish, and this is Castlevania Circle of the Moon, a launch game for Game Boy Advance, which is 20 years old in Japan next week. The American launch wasn't for another few months after that, but March 21st, 2001 was when this came out in Japan with a bunch of games. And in Japan, no one cared about Castlevania because they don't. But they still make them over there. Well, they used to make them over there. I guess that's why they stopped. But we love them here in America. So we got this one, which was the first sort of non-linear Metroidvania-style Castlevania game following Circle of the Moon, although this is not an Igavania. There was a guy who worked on it named Koji, but not Koji Igarashi. It's very confusing. Anyway, I'm playing this on an Intelligent Systems AGB media capture kit. So the video quality might not look quite as good if you look carefully as usual, because normally I play through RGB video, but this thing is only equipped with S-Video. Not quite 100% the same quality, but still looks pretty good. Definitely looks better here on this screen than it did, on the Game Boy Advance at launch. If you remember squinting to see those dark graphics, yeah, this game did a lot of damage to eyeballs. Dracula may be fictional, but he can do a lot of damage to your vision. Alright, so lots of people joining in. Someone said my voice is flipping a little. Cool, that's great to hear. Some people coming in from who are Retronauts listeners, and as it happens today, the patron preview episode that goes out next week on the public feed went up on patreon.com/retronauts for subscribers is about Game Boy Advance's 20th anniversary with myself, Bob Mackey, and Adam Paulus of 16bit.com, works at Entertainment Earth, and does cool stuff with retro games and toys. And we talked about what life was like 20 years ago. Mostly it involved a lot of squinting in the dark. So what you're looking at in terms of video quality is actually, I think, what they designed the game to look like when they were developing Game Boy Advance. I don't think, the developers necessarily knew what the actual hardware was going to be like, because they were working with developer kits, which output to video screens. And, already got a DSS. Okay, so the rule for Gintendo this week is anytime I get a DSS card, I take a sip. Hopefully the RNG won't curse me too much. If I get really lucky, I'm going to be a little sloshy by the end of this. So let's hope that doesn't happen. What was that? Oh, that was a skeleton bomber. So there's some weird kind of creative choices made with this game. Like the fact that Nathan Graves here, he's not a Belmont. You can tell because he walks really slowly. He is slower than a Belmont, if you can believe that. But even though this game, the system, Game Boy Advance, was kind of notable for having a widescreen orientation, this is the Castlevania hero who naturally jumps highest. Even though the strength of the system visually was on the horizontal axis, they were like, let's make our guy move really slowly on the horizontal axis and go really high on the vertical. That's a really strange choice. But, you know, they were kind of figuring things out. I mean, you have to bear in mind that prior to this, there had been some 16-bit handheld systems in a technical sense, the Sega Nomad and the PC Engine GT or LT or Turbo Express or whatever you want to call it. But those were not naturally handheld systems. Those were not platforms designed to be played on the go. Everything that was actually designed to be played on the go, that wasn't just a portable television console with a compromised graphics resolution, had been 8-bit, black and white, or color, Lynx, Game Gear, or of course Game Boy and Game Boy Color. I guess Neo Geo Pocket Color, Wonder Swan was out by this point, but all of those were, visually much less impressive systems than this. So when this game specifically came out, even though we couldn't really see it that well, it was very impressive looking. I mean, these are some pretty nice, like, high-end Sega Genesis graphics right here. And to see those in a Castlevania game on a handheld system, when what we had to compare it to was Castlevania Legends from 3 years prior, which looked like hot garbage. I mean, that was barely any better than a 1989 Castlevania The Adventure. And that's just sad. So this made a good impression, if you held it under a lamp or under direct sunlight. So while this game definitely has flaws and I don't think holds up all that well, it was, a big step forward in terms of just complexity and visual quality and so on and so forth for the handheld market. So, you gotta give it props for that. Fortunately, even though Nathan moves really, really slowly at the outset, that changes pretty quickly. I'll get a power-up pretty soon that lets me dash, which, I don't know, that's also, to me, kind of an annoying part of this game. Like, you get the dash ability so early in the game, why not just change that to be your default speed? Because you're like running everywhere, you're double tapping anytime you want to move around. It's a little bit of a frustrating game design choice. But again, cut it some slack. At least this was a brand new game, as opposed, oh, that was kind of stupid. I went to go get the antidote, and in the process, I got poisoned. So, not a good choice here. All right. Anyway, yeah, like this was actually a brand new game, all new content, recycled music, but new content, new castle, new bad guys. That dude, he was new. So if you're really lucky, you can get a really cool DSS card from this guy that kind of breaks the game. Not breaks the game, but just makes things a lot easier. But the chances of him actually giving that to me are pretty low. We're going to kill him once or twice and then move along, because it takes a long time to grind through this guy. And he hits pretty hard, and those earth things are really annoying to jump over. Then he swoops down. Alright, so no DSS, but I did get a level up. That's something. Is the music coming through here okay? Because, man, this game has some good music. Whatever else you may say about it, the soundtrack is phenomenal. I'm actually going to turn my volume up so I can hear a little better. This game, unfortunately, I think kind of miscalibrated people's expectations of what Game Boy Advance would sound like. There we go, dash boots. Now I'm going to double tap everywhere I go. That's how I'm going to play from now on. Just double tap, double tap, double tap, double tap. But yeah, I think everyone expected Game Boy Advance games would sound just like this, and they did not, because the Game Boy Advance did not have dedicated sound hardware, which was a strange choice by Nintendo. I guess they said, well, you know, that was such a bad idea on Nintendo 64, let's do it again on GBA. And here we are. So all of this music is like streamed or sampled, and I think a lot of the visual repetition in this game has to do with the fact that so much of the space was given over to music. But then, you know, people expected, yeah, everything's going to sound great like this. So when the sequel to this came out, it did not sound this good, and it was kind of it was a little tough to listen to. In fact, there is a comment in the chat that says, Harmony of Dissonance was so tragic sound-wise. See, it comes out unprompted. I don't even have to say anything. You guys know. So, this of course is Gintendo, which means there's alcohol on tap. If you are 21 or older, children, please do not do this at home. Or like in public either, actually. Talk to your parents or something. But for those of us who are elderly, such as myself, there is gin. And actually, at the risk of repeating myself, this week, just like last week, is Lunar Gin from Hendrix. Because this is Castlevania Circle of the Moon, and it seems, you know, only appropriate. It would be really weird for me to drink anything else. Just like when I played Bactai, The Sun is in Your Hands, I had the Flor de Sevilla, because it was a sunny, bright gin. Alright, I can dash, can't I? Oh, finally, some cotton clothes. I'm gonna be all the rage. Everyone's going to be so jealous of my cool fashion. Wearing some zombie clothes. I smell great and look great too. Nothing over there. I feel like there is a save point somewhere around here. This game has some, I think some minor mistakes with its, what do you call it? Level design, just some quirks that would be ironed out in the later, you know, the Igavanias, the actual Igavanias. And you know, you can criticize those games for getting a little samey and kind of feeling a bit rote, but this one has a tendency to make you go a long time without a save room, and it's really, really frustrating when you're low on health. There are no shops in this game, and any restorative items or even upgrades drop randomly. So, you know, aside from the ones that are gated according to bosses and stuff. So there can be some situations where you make pretty good progress and, you know, you're just kind of stringing it along and you really want a save point, and there's just not another one for quite a ways. But fortunately, there is one here. Mighty Gaming says, play some Lunar Legend with that gin next. Actually, what I'm going to do is not ever play Lunar Legend. Okay? Yeah, because that game is bad. Let's see. Looking over the chat here before I venture out. This game also has one of the most satisfying moves, says 20 Thoughts, the Giga Jump. Hit a ceiling with it and you do a hero landing on the ceiling. So yeah, there is good. Some good about this game. It has a lot of good ideas, and it's just kind of messy, and I don't know. The big thing that really kills me is just the randomness of the acquisition of items and everything. The fact that curative, you know, restorative items can't be bought anywhere. There's no economy. You just have to kill enemies and hope you get lucky. It makes it really frustrating against, especially that final boss Dracula. Like, this version of Dracula is really, really frustrating, and I really don't enjoy fighting it. It just, like, yeah. I've never beaten this Dracula legitimately. I always cheat, because that is what they intended you to do. So a little more on the device that I'm playing this on. I mentioned that it's an Intelligent Systems AGB capture kit. This is not a development kit per se. It's more like a device that is just made for capturing screenshots. They sold this back in the day to magazines and I guess websites. There were a few websites in 2001 that were making money doing what they were doing. Oh, I can already slide. Nice. I forgot about that. It seems like the kind of thing they would gate out as a power-up. So anyway, the capture kit gives you two ways to play. You can do video out by S-Video through the the Universal Nintendo video adapter that was on Super NES and N64 and GameCube and I think even on Wii. But it also had support for a parallel connection to a PC, so you could get like really crisp, very clean digital shots with this. But unfortunately, I don't have a PC with a parallel port, and I don't have the software that I would require for that, so we're just going with S-Video. Alright, so this is Nathan's dreaded jump rope skill. He just double dutches, and the enemies die. It's kind of an upgraded version of Simon Belmont's Dangly Whip from Castlevania 4, but a bit less goofy. And I believe, whoa! The sequel to this game, I guess if you want to call it, the next Castlevania game allowed you. Oh, come on! Buttons. The buttons seem a little sticky, or maybe it's just me. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So Harmony of Dissonance had a power-up that allowed you to make Juiced's whip spin just like Nathan's. So if that's your thing, you could get that power up. Anyway, so the Advanced Game Boy capture kit that I'm using is basically a metal box with a bunch of connectors. You plug the cartridge into the metal box, and the GBA hardware I think might be in there, or maybe not. I don't know, because one of the ports is it's a mini-DIN ribbon cable, and that connects to a specially modified Game Boy Advance, just like an Indigo Game Boy Advance. That is basically a normal system, dim screen and everything. And the game is actually playing on the dim screen while I record this, while I stream this, but I'm not using it because it's impossible to see compared to the television that I'm playing on. But it is an interesting device because it is basically like this huge metal box connected to a GBA. And that's how they allowed you to capture screenshots and videos back in the day. And this is being output to a FrameMeister, so that's upgrading it or upscaling it to 720p. But oh, thanks, you sent me to the heart. The little frame you're seeing that says Game Boy Advance, that is built into this hardware because the GBA output 240 by 160, and a television screen, is usually 224 or 240 pixels tall. So those extra 80 pixels are filled with the frame that says Game Boy Advance to kind of give you that sensation that you're playing on a real system, although you can actually see what's happening, so the lie falls apart pretty quickly. Anyway, I've been rambling for like almost 20 minutes, so I guess I should do a station identification. Hi, I'm Jeremy Parish, and this is a Gintendo stream. I'm just rambling away here playing Castlevania Circle of the Moon. Wow, there's 200 some odd people watching. That's surprising. Anyway, yes, this game, along with the Game Boy Advance, turns 20 next week. So I'm going to be doing a few Game Boy Advance streams. I also have a patron request stream for an NES game, The Magic of Scheherazade. That's coming up sometime in the next few weeks. But I do want to do some Game Boy Advance, some streams with this system, because I do have a lot of fondness for it. When I started working in the games press in 2003 at oneup.com, I was just a graphic designer there, but I wanted to write, so I said, no one wants to cover Game Boy Advance, so I'll do, the bulk of the Game Boy Advance writing when I have some free time, and I'll also write about old games. And now here I am. Game Boy Advance is old, And I'm covering both Game Boy Advance and old games, and doing it for fun instead of for pay. What am I thinking? Alright, so here we are at the first boss. I guess maybe I should... Well, actually I can't do a... Oh, I can do a DSS. Okay. So what does that do for me? I'm trying to remember how to do the DSS. Oh crap, I don't remember how to activate it. Oh, right, the shoulder button. There we go. Okay, so yes, let's fight the fire dog with fire. That's going to be a great effective strategy. Oh, I don't think I'm going to do too well this time. Do I have a potion? Probably not. Okay, oh, puppy. So cruel. What? Oh, electric dog, fire dog, he's the elemental puppy. Oh, wow, things aren't going well here, folks. Hearts, well, I can recover some hearts, but that's not health, so you are going to get to watch me lose. Very exciting. Love how he becomes invincible. Oh! Alright. Oh, that was faster than usual, and I don't have the bad screen to fall back on as an excuse. That was just super sloppy. Okay. But I can use the excuse that I'm much older now than I was when Game Boy Advance came out. My skills are getting rusty. I can't even use the excuse of DSS cards, or the Gin, because I've only got like 2 DSS cards. So disappointing. Alright, this time I'll try to make it back to the puppy without getting killed. And this time I will try to actually take note of its patterns. That's always a good idea. That's right. Take those tiny daggers to the face. They do nothing. Sure wish the bosses had some sort of indicator to let me know how much health they've got. I'm just going to throw a lot of daggers and try not to die. Oh! I blew it. If only there were weapons besides daggers at this part of the game. I probably missed something really important. Oh, so cheap. It's not really fair. He's got like 3 heads and I've just got 1. And now I'm out of magic. Whipping his ass. Okay, well I did manage to beat a boss, so that's good. And I got a bunch of level ups, so maybe I did this before I was supposed to. That could explain why it was actually difficult. Alright, so I think I deserve a Gin for that one. I will enjoy the fires of hell for just a little longer. Look at those fires. Wow, so toasty. Alright. Yes, the gimmick of this stream, if you've never watched it before, is it's Gintendo. That means I am accompanied, I'm a grown man, an adult, accompanied by an adult beverage. In this case, Hendrick's Lunar Gin, because it's Castlevania Circle of the Moon, and I am nothing if not a man who loves goofy thematic consistency. Another thing I love about this game is the way that defeating bosses does not recharge your health. So it's entirely possible to come through a really harrowing fight and then lose to some dinky little skeleton or something. Good times. So anyway, I'm too busy dying to demon dogs to really pay attention to the chat, so I hope everyone's being nice. Let's see. Okay, I don't see anyone being overtly mean, so that's good. And here's a bunch of mummies. This is like the clown car of mummy sarcophagi. Like, how many of those things can you fit in there? The ancient Egyptians were extremely efficient packers. That's like, traveling with them must have been amazing. They could get so much in their luggage. Oh, that's what I should have done. Jeez. Well, that would have been great. Oh yeah, I guess I can do that, huh? So it's kind of cool that they give you the double jump right away. I mean, as frustrating as it is that you have to get a double tap to be able to maneuver easily and move in a way that's not annoying, it is nice that they know, like, double jump, that is what everyone wants. That's the coolest, funnest move in a platformer like this. Oh, though, and I still can't make it up the abyss staircase. But yeah, I respect the fact that they're like, just give the people what they want, and what they want is to double jump. Let's see, did I miss anything down here that I can't get to without the double jump? I don't think I can get over here. I think this is, yeah, it's that. I need the special box pushing ability, which Nathan does not have the ability to play Sokoban innately. He has to get the Sokoban power up. And he can only push, not pull, because that's the rules. I just got the holy water, and already they're shoving a dagger in my face, thrusting it upon me. Listen to that music, though. Isn't that good? Isn't that music so good? That sampled bass with the really, really sharp string snaps. So good. Way better than Super NES bass samples. I mean, those were fun too, like the fact that every game sounded like Seinfeld, but sometimes you just want this kind of, like, I don't know how you describe it. It's just the really clean, crisp sound. So let's see, if I jump over to the right, am I just going to fall back to where I was, or is there, in fact, a pathway to the right? I don't remember. So I'm going to go back this way so I don't have to go back through this loop again. Just in case. Oh! Is there anyone out there who actually wants to stump for the mandatory double tap to dash? Like, I know I've seen people defend it before, and I don't get it, but you know, I understand it takes all kinds to make a world, and I don't want to disrespect anyone's opinion. I just think it's not that fun. And if you don't tap just right, then you do a little sad half jump, and then you fall and have to do it over again. Have I saved yet since beating Cerberus? I don't think I have. So maybe that's bad. Maybe there were save points down here that I overlooked. Let's see. Let's drop back down and see if I've missed something important. Like, that seems promising. Oh, though, of course now I want the dagger and I don't have it. Though. Alright. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's what I was all about. Okay, Doug Zwick in the chat says, I'm very fond of the double tap dash. Alright, Doug Zwick, defend your opinion. I would like to know. Mr. Sensible says this is the unofficial sequel to Pathways into Darkness. I don't get it, but I like where your thought is, where your head is. I mean, we all know Halo is the unofficial sequel to Pathways into Darkness. Or, you know, the third part in the trilogy after Marathon. Though. Alright, Gremlins, too strong to die to a jump rope. So this was a Castlevania game not designed by the main group, which was, you know, KCET, Konami Computer Entertainment Tokyo. That's where a lot of the cool stuff that everyone loves was made after they moved away from Kobe, which was, you know, after the Kobe earthquake, their headquarters was hit really hard, so I think they recentered in Tokyo. But they had some other groups, and I believe this was KCEN in Nagoya, and I believe Nagoya was mostly did like music games and stuff. So maybe that's why this game sounds so good, because they got their Beatmania people on it. Oh, man, these little spear guys, they're the worst. At least they don't hit very hard. I mentioned the Kobe earthquake. That was in 1993, I want to say, and a lot of game companies lost data, and, you know, a lot of classic 8-bit, you know, games from the 80s were permanently destroyed during the Kobe earthquake because, you know, buildings were destroyed, servers caught fire, etc. So there was a lot lost in that fire, or that earthquake, and the resulting fires and everything. Kind of tough. And then, you know, almost exactly 10 years ago, a few days from now, was the Tokushima earthquake, where the same thing happened. Oh no! Don't, Nathan, you moron! Oh. Here we go. Anyway, yeah, the Tokushima earthquake, the Tohoku, I believe, earthquake, also caused a lot of devastation within the games industry and, you know, computer industries and so on and so forth. So, you know, it's kind of rough to live on a joint of a continental plate. Lots of hazards. All right, so we're gonna go back and enjoy this really cool music from the beginning of the game again. This time I'm gonna blow up these guys with holy water. Yeah, so I was just about to show off the cool thing that they did with the design of this game, which is that when you get back up, you know, basically, you know, the prologue, you get dropped into a pit by Count Dracula and Camilla. They're like, see you later, buddy. And then you have to fight your way back up. And then you get back up, and once you reach the throne room, if you go to the left instead of to the right and fall back through that stupid hole again, you will find that you are in basically stage 1 of Castlevania, the classic hallway where every Castlevania game begins, or that's like, you know, the true encounter with Dracula. So despite this game's flaws, like the creators really, I feel like they got a lot of the sort of visual symbolism that you expect from Castlevania. All right, the big statue guy. I'm not really crazy about the fact that there are basically 3 different power-ups in this game that effectively just give you the ability to push objects out of the way. There's the crates, the brown crates, and the sarcophagi. Like, I feel like the gating and the key system could have been a little more creative. But then again, they made a Castlevania game and I've never made one, so what do I know? What right do I have to criticize? I am but a thoughtless sheep. Okay, let's go back this way, try this again. That's really a long way up. I feel like this castle has got to be just murder on Dracula's knees. That guy's hundreds of years old. His cartilage has got to be shot. Oh, come on. All these stairs and platforms and just ramps. And look at that, it's like a 45-degree angle on the stairs too. That's steep. I mean, I live in a townhouse and I still feel like I do a lot less stair climbing than Dracula would have to do here. I'm also centuries younger than Dracula and already I'm kind of feeling it in my knees sometimes. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, he might want to talk to his architect at some point. Okay, so I've gone into a different route. This is the Triumph hallway, where the insult comic dog lives. He's going to make fun of you for playing video games, but now video games are cool. So what does Triumph know? Not a lot of really active threats in this area. Just like dudes who kind of stagger drunkenly, and these little wispy things that float around. Speaking of staggering drunkenly, the RNG is not doing well for me. I have not gotten any DSS cards. Oh, but I like that. HP max up. Now I can own more Hewlett-Packards. So yeah, I haven't really been enjoying my gin, even though it's all thematic and everything. I require DSS cards, please. I'm thirsty. Ah, there we go. That's the stuff. Look at that. Classic Symphony of the Night type variant on the hallway. Big windows looking out over the courtyard. Zombies emerging from the rug. Really gotta call the cleaners. There's that guy out there, although in Castlevania Symphony of the Night he had an owl. No owl this time, just a really hot sword. Also, he's very durable. It takes a lot of hits to take down. Maybe I should do that thing. Let's just keep chipping away. Flamesword dude's pretty tough. But, oh, there we go. That's the stuff. All right. Found the boomerang, or the cross, whatever you want to call it. That's my baby. I still feel like you should be able to get your heart back that you spend on the sub-weapon if you catch a cross. If I ever make a Castlevania game, I'm going to build that into it. Catch a boomerang on the return and get a heart back. You know what? I feel like the boomerang is so good I deserve a sip of lunar. Alright. Oh. Oh, I see some people glancing down at the chat. I saw some people talking about getting this game on the Wii U eShop. Yes, it is available there for purchase for pretty cheaply, I believe. Nintendo hasn't taken its Wii U servers offline yet, so I would say now is the time to get this game. And playing it on Wii U, you can play it on either the television or the gamepad for a handheld or television-based experience. And it's going to look better either way. Oh no, I need the Sokoban power. Damn it. Alright. So I guess I have to backtrack. And I believe Game Boy Advance emulation on Wii U was programmed and handled by M2 and is very, very good. So highly recommend that as the way to play it. I think it also has save states. So that's a good way to play, because some of the bosses in this are a little cheap. Another good way to play this is with a Game Shark. Give yourself some infinite items codes. That's the stuff. Oh, sorry, I was mistaken. There are four items you have to get to break through barriers. Yeah. Okay. You know, eventually they would get to Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, which I've streamed a couple of times, and is a very, very good game, and really just kind of does everything right in terms of Metroidvania design, Igavania design. So when you pick up this one on eShop, I highly recommend also getting Aria of Sorrow. Harmony of Dissonance, you can kind of take or leave. I'm still holding out hope that they're going to release all the portable Castlevanias, the GBA and DS Castlevanias in a collection, like the Anniversary Collection. I do not have any insider information about this. It's just a thing I want. Don't. This is the part where I need the wall jump ability, but right now Nathan does not have Ryu-like powers. Ryu Hayabusa, that is. Absolute Zero says, now I'm imagining a Sokoban Gintendo stream with box wine. I would never do that to myself on either front, actually. Sokoban or... Oh, no! Oh, that was almost the worst. Sokoban or box wine. No, thank you. Alright, now hopefully I can take these guys out before they kill me, and I don't lose the cool leather armor I just got. Alright, there we go. And I guess I can put wristbands on both wrists? Okay, I forgot I could do that. So, Nathan's so cool, he's just running around with wristbands on both wrists. Pretty sure that slime is a throwback or a callback to Castlevania 2. So another little bit of Castlevania history there. I approve. Oh sure, now everyone's just dropping leather armor left and right. Still no DSSs though. I am a fan of this section of the castle, however. It's kind of cool. You're up on top, you can see the clouds. For some reason there's a bunch of columns here that are all broken. Castlevania's in dire need of upkeep. Anyway, we're moving into the final quarter of my 1 hour stream. So one final station identification break for anyone who's joined. Getting some pretty good concurrence here. Thanks everyone who's watching and not leaving immediately. You're very brave. Anyway, I'm Jeremy Parish, and this is a Gintendo stream. This is a tie-in to the Game Boy Advance's 20th anniversary as of next week, and as well, Castlevania Circle of the Moon. This game will be 20 at the same time, launched in Japan March 21st, 2001. And here we are, all old and looking back at our memories. And this is a Gintendo stream, so I'm drinking Hendrick's Lunar Gin, that's the theory anyway. I said I would only drink when I get a DSS card, and this game has been so freaking stingy with a DSS. I can't even believe it. Like, the random number generator is pretty bad in this game, but it's not usually this bad. Like, I think I still just have the 2 that you get at the very beginning. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Nothing else. Pathetic. Brain float sounds like the absolute worst thing you could ask a soda jerk to give you. Like, root beer float? No thank you, sir. I'd like a brain float. Give me that cholesterol. Anyway, if you are joining randomly and have no idea who I am, that's totally understandable. This episode, this stream, god dang it, is tied to the latest episode of Retronauts, the podcast that I've been hosting for like 15 years. It's almost as old as Castlevania and Game Boy Advance. But this week on our Patron, or not Patron exclusive, but our Patron preview episode that'll be out in public next week, we did talk about the Game Boy Advance's 20th anniversary. So if you'd like to hear more lucid and structured thoughts about the history of this game and the system, you can check that out at patreon.com/retronauts, yes. Or you can wait until next week and just listen for free. That also works. But yeah, Game Boy Advance was, Game Boy Color was really kind of the point at which I said, I'm going to make portable gaming my thing. I don't know why I did that, but I did. And it turned out I didn't really enjoy Game Boy Color all that much. It was an okay system, kind of seemed underpowered and bad screen, and the game library was okay, but not amazing. I really liked the Neo Geo Pocket Color better. And I liked the WonderSwan too, but it didn't come to the US, so it was kind of hard to get a hold of. But this came out, and this was it. This was the thing. I was saying earlier, I don't think I completed my thought, but when I started working in the games press in 2003, no one really wanted to cover Game Boy Advance that much, because it was, a small staff and everyone kind of had their specialties, and Game Boy Advance was kind of the extra thing that anyone did when they had some free time. So I said, I'll do that. And so I have a lot of good memories of Game Boy Advance. It's kind of how I cut my teeth professionally, writing about video games. And now I still write about video games professionally, but under the auspices of a podcast, which is not writing at all, and also at Limited Run Games, where I'm the media curator. That's what I called myself. So mostly doing writing for actual book releases and things like that go in packages, like editing a Monkey Island book, wrote a bunch of stuff and edited stuff for the Scott Pilgrim book. What else can I talk about? I'm not actually sure what I can talk about, but I've got a lot of things, a lot of projects going on. Several books that I'm working on. Well, I guess I'd have to go check the site and see what we've actually announced. I kind of lose track of what's on sale and what's upcoming, so I don't want to get in trouble for spilling the beans on any upcoming releases. I mean, we have announced that we're doing a Castlevania collection. I will definitely be doing some limited run type things for the Castlevania Anniversary Collection. When that happens. I actually was working on that a little bit today. Which, that doesn't necessarily mean anything because I'm working on stuff months out, so maybe we can announce it tomorrow, maybe half a year from now. It's not up to me to say. But I am going to enjoy writing about Castlevania games. That's the important thing. Oh. Oh, could it be? Oh my god. It happened. Folks, it happened. I got a DSS card. Alright, let's see what happens when I... Well, first, let's see what happens when I don't die of poison. Alright. What does Mandragora do? Is that the... Yes, that's the Thorn Whip. Okay. And I can't go through here. Cool. Alright, so you know what that means. That means, yeah. Time for a sip. BJ says, any Works books out this year? Yes, Virtual Boy Works is actually being printed now. And so that is coming out under the limited run label, but I don't think that's like, that's not a thing that is a secret announcement. Like, it's my book, so I can talk about it. But yes, that should be available soonish, and Super NES Works Volume 1 is pretty far along. Basically, I have to do copy editing and screen photography, and I just need to find time to actually do that, but once that happens, it'll be out pretty quickly. Hopefully I can put that up for sale at the same time as Virtual Boy Works. And I might even be able to do NES Works 1987 this year. Obviously all the written content is ready for it since all the videos are done, but you know, it's just going to depend on how much free time I have, which these days is not a lot. Oh, every time that guy gets me. He's the worst. You suck, surprising no one. Oh, God. That double tap, man, I tell you what, it's the worst. It really sucks. Oh, that looks like a boss room. Oh, I think this is the sorcerer. Yeah. But, oh, it's okay because I've got the, oh. Maybe I need to go back and visit a save room. Power up. Okay, I just need to avoid those guys, go in here and spam some boomerangs at this dude. Okay, Necromancer. Wow, he even talks to me. He's not just a raving monster. Okay, he's taunting me. Where are you? There you are. Cool, that was effective. Alright, here I'm all excited about having the boomerang, and it doesn't matter. Oh. Ah. This guy sucks more than I remember. Or maybe I suck more than I remember. There we go. That's the stuff. But, oh yeah, that's right. There's a second form. What? Oh, he's one of those demon dudes. Hey, that seems bad. Come on, I just need him to get on the same platform as me. There we go. Oh. Oh, I'm out of hearts. That's the problem. Oh! Ah. I was so proud of myself, too. Alright. That's rough. Alright, I'm going to give him one more shot, and then it's the end of the stream. And the end of the dream... Oh, come on. Freaking electric skeletons. Where was that battle? Was it up here? Should have been paying more attention, shouldn't I? Oh, Oh, yes, it's right with that guy. Okay, so I need to be a little more conservative with the boomerangs this time. Don't spam them all in his first form. Oh, I get to watch the cutscene again. I love that. Everyone loves that. All right. Let's DSS over here. Come on. Oh, it curves around. It's like a homing missile, but it's not a missile, it's a magic missile. Because he is the dungeon master. Oh. There we go. All right. Still got a little juice left. All right, that's cool. That's not lame at all. Ah. All right. Okay. 20 years on, my skills have suffered. Well, thanks everyone for watching. Maybe you should go play Castlevania Circle the Moon, and you'll have better luck than I did. But thanks again for watching. This has been Gintendo. I'll try to be back next week. I might have guests at the house, which makes it inconvenient to stream, but we'll see. In any case, we'll talk some more about Game Boy Advance games in the future, and also look at, what was it? Oh yes, Magic of Scheherazade. So look forward to it, and I'll try to play something I'm better at next week. It'll be fun.